Hi everybody and welcome back. So today we're going to be taking a look at the Kelpie RDA. This is actually a collaboration between EHPro and Vaping with Vic here on YouTube. He's another reviewer. Vaping with Vic basically designed the Kelpie RTA and now they've made an RDA version. This is a 24 millimeter RDA. It does have side honeycomb airflow, but really it's like a bottom airflow. I'll be showing you that down below and explaining a little bit more. It does not, now this right here is like the knurling on here, which you would think would actually adjust the airflow, but it's actually one whole piece. It's press fit in. So it doesn't come apart to adjust the airflow. It actually adjusts it by moving the whole cap. It's a single coil RDA because Vaping with Vic loves single coils. So let's go ahead and go down. We're going to look at this thing up close and then we're going to come back up. We're going to vape on it, talk on it, pros and cons. So let's look at the Kelpie RDA by EHPro and Vaping with Vic. So here we are with the Kelpie RDA. This is by EHPro and Vaping with Vic. This is, I guess, the sample packaging. They're supposed to be revisiting because real small, there's some letters here that says a Vaping with Vic project. And then it's got some social media for EHPro. It's got your color right there. On this side, EHPro, Kelpie RDA, and it says seek the delight of vape. It's kind of really hard to see that. And then of course you've got your Kelpie design right there. On the back, it's going to have some kit contents. The one thing that is not in here is Phillips head screw. There are no Phillips heads. They're all the same grub screw. So yeah, so other than that, everything else is included. And then now right away, I'm going to tell you that this is actually the sample packaging. I did not get a user manual within this. So all I did get is this warranty card. So this is what your warranty card will look like, but I do not have a user manual. It also came with a piece of cotton from EHPro, and then you're going to get a baggie of extras. In here, you're going to get a 510 drip tip adapter, 2 coils. It doesn't say anywhere what type of coils they are, but you do get 2 coils. You're going to get a Squawk pin and 4 extra grub screws. You're not going to get Phillips heads. So I don't know if all the boxes are going to say that, but if it does, check that because mine did not come with any Phillips head screws. So I am also automatically going to go ahead and take out this Squawk pin because we are going to be squonking with it. So I'm just going to put that aside. And so that's the packaging. And then of course you're going to get your RDA. Now this of course is the star of the show right here. It does have the Kelpie design. And I wasn't sure what a Kelpie was, but it's actually a mythical creature. So that's why that is. You're going to have some knurling here. This top does not come off. Please do not try to force it off. You will damage the RDA. Don't take this off and it does not spin. So this is actually one whole piece because of the way that it's press fit inside, which I'm going to show you. But I wanted to say that right away. You're going to get right on top, you're going to get an 810 drip tip. It does have the 1 O-ring in here. And then on the drip tip, it does say Kelpie. So you have that, which I don't mind the name. I really like that it's there. Rather than being on the device, I really like that it's there. And then you're going to have some honeycomb airflow right here and honeycomb airflow right here. There's nothing right here for you. On the bottom, you will get a standard gold-plated 510 screw. It does protrude, so you can use this on a hybrid mech mod. It does say designed by Vaping with Vic and EHPro. Here is the inside of the top cap. To me, this one is actually really, really nice. I haven't seen any type of spurs or anything like that on my sample package. I have heard that there were issues, but on mine, I do not have any issues. It's a little bit wet right there because I did clean it out. But other than that, I have no qualms to what's inside. You do have a little notch right there, and you're going to have a notch on this side so that way it'll hold in place of your RDA. It is domed, and again, this is all one piece. This is press fit in there. It does not come out. If you try to force it out, you're going to damage the RDA. Don't try to do it. It's very misleading the way that they have this, where you think that it would be able to adjust your airflow, but it does not. So your airflow is right there. There's your honeycomb airflow, and then it's got an extra dot. Honestly, I'm not sure what the extra dot is for, but you have one because this is not a mouth to lung RDA and you can't choose it that way as well. So that is that. So that's the top cap. This is a 24 millimeter RDA. You do have some nice beefy O-rings on the bottom. You're going to have an airflow hole here and an airflow hole here. What they're saying, which I'm going to put a picture of the airflow right up here. What they're saying is that this actually has more like a bottom airflow. So it's actually going to come down here. See how it comes down and it's like right away it's going to hit right in here. It goes in here, and this is supposed to hit right under the deck. That's the way that it's supposed to be according to the pictures and the way that it's shown to be working. Now, in it, you're going to get your 4 grub screws. You don't have to use all 4. It is a single coil RDA. You can actually have both legs going one way, or you can have one going one way and one going the other, sort of like a split. Either way that you do it, this side right here, these posts are going to be positive and this is going to be your negative. So you're going to have one leg on either side no matter which way you do it. This right here is definitely a huge pro to me, and that's going to be the juice well. The juice well is massively deep. This to me is perfect for a Squawk RDA. Because of the fact that it's got that nice deep juice well, it's going to be saturating your cotton for longer. And that's what I look for in an RDA for squonking personally. But that's my personal opinion. You can use this in dripping mode, but I prefer it based on that for squonking. Now, I did watch his introduction video, and what he said, or Vaping with Vic said, was that if you're dripping down the top, what's going to happen is that it's not going to come out the airflow, because deep inside this airflow, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it, there's actually some little holes down here. So what happens is that any residual e-liquid will actually go through those holes before it can come out the airflow to make it leak. Plus, it's going to have to work its way up. You see? So it would have to work its way up to here to actually leak. So another pro for me for squonking, honestly. But yeah, so you can actually put the legs just like the Kelpie RDA the same way, or you can do one on either side. That's fine. 8-9 millimeter juice well is definitely a pro. And it's pretty deep. You can see how deep it is just by the side. So this right here, this section right here, and this section right here are actually going to be where it locks in place. So when you have your airflow in there, if you notice the notches right there, it's actually going to lock in right here automatically when you put it down, if you're evening out the airflow to that. Now, you can move the whole cap. When you're moving the cap, that's supposed to close this down. So of course your coil is not moving, so it is going to be straight on your coil. So you would actually push it, just turn it this way or that way just a little bit where you can get it. You see how it's got that lock? I don't even have it all the way down and it's hooking. So yeah, so it does have that in it. So before I say anything else, let's go ahead and put a build in here. And yeah, so it's build time. So in addition to everything else, these do have a lip on them. So they're going to be able to hold your legs in place, which is great. But we're going to go ahead and change this out to the squonk pin because I am going to squonk with it. And that way I can show it to you. We're just going to go ahead and take that out. Very, very easy to change out the pin. Take this out. I'm going to put the squonk pin in. Just put that down like that. And then screw that in. That simple. And then that's your squonk hole. Being that this has got a really, really deep juice well, I really think that squonking in this is really good. You can see how much room is right under there. Now, unfortunately, you can't see the squonk pin, but it is in there. So let's go ahead and put this back on. Okay, what I'm going to do is just go ahead and open up this screw. I'm actually going to be facing them the same way. Rather than having them like one on one side and one on the other, I'm going to face them the same way. Again, being that this is a positive side, this whole side is positive and this whole side is negative, you're going to be able to get it perfect. And it does have a lip right here to catch your coil. So I'm just going to go ahead here and place this in. What I'm going to do, the easiest way to do this is you're just going to put it inside like this. Just put it right in the middle. There's one leg there. One leg there and one leg here. Like literally, it's really, really easy. There we go. It's in. And then all you want to do is just center it and then hold it down and screw this in. That's why I like the Kelpie RDA. It was just so simple. Just screw that down. Okay, so we've got both legs screwed in. All I need to do now is just straighten this out. There we go. You don't want it touching. You want it right over it, but not touching. So your deck is right here. You need to raise it up. There we go, right off of that airflow. And there we go. Look at that. Very, very simple to do. Very simple. So now I'm just going to get my cutters. Go ahead and cut real flush right here. we go. Make sure that this one is flush as well. There we go. And now we can start heating it up. I'm gonna move this just a little bit more this way because my OCD is killing me here. There we go. All right, so we're ready to fire the coil and start getting it to heat up. Let me go ahead and turn this down. We don't need it at 70 watts. Just go and start heating it up. And I always use ceramic tweezers. I always recommend ceramic tweezers because if you're strumming it with metal, especially on anything that's got a smaller wire on the outside, such as like an alien or a fuse Clapton or anything like that, strumming it with metal is actually ripping the outer wire, the Clapton wire. So you want to be careful with that. I always use ceramic tweezers. These you get for like $1 online. Okay, and there we go, heating it up. Be helpful if and see it's heating up from the inside out. I have it really low, sorry about that. There we go. And it heats up absolutely beautifully. So let's go ahead and let it cool down and we'll wick it right up. For my cotton, I'm actually gonna be using my Kendo Vape Cotton Gold Edition, my absolute favorite cotton. Just gonna go ahead and rip off a piece here. And these are 3mm inner diameter coils, so they're very, very easy to wick. And these you can actually get at coilclout.com. If you use the code Wendy, you actually get a discount because you know me. Because I absolutely love these coils. And look at how blue they are. That blue is what gets me every time. So you're gonna go ahead and just put this through. Okay, put that through there and pull it. There we go. I bet you all didn't think I was gonna get it. And go nice and even. Now again, this has a really big juice well, but I do like to fluff my cotton out. The reason being is because if it's wispy on the end, it actually saturates a little bit faster, in my opinion. So, and yes, I do have to say my opinion because then people are like, no, it doesn't. Yes, in my opinion, it does. So I'm gonna go ahead and just cut it right here to in between the O-rings. And then again over here, right in between these two O-rings. And then it's as easy as just stuffing it right into the juice well. Look at that. You can't get easier than that. You really can't. Just put it in there and there she is, all ready to go. Almost forgot to mention, the serial number that is not on the bottom of your device of the RDA is actually right here. I have number 258. I meant to say that too, like 3 different times. I was like, don't forget, don't forget. Yeah, the serial number is there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start saturating my cotton within the coil first. I do like to do this to make sure that it's all saturated and I don't get a dry hit or anything like that. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this up. This is now a 0.33 ohm resistance coil. There we go. Oh, and did I tell you? My root beer float. Made it Monday. Just in case you missed the live stream. Just a little bit here, a little bit here. Oh yeah, so let's go ahead and put this top cap on. After I get my stragglies in. Okay, top cap on. Again, the airflow is right there. Gonna put it right in there. And if you wanna turn the airflow, you just turn it left or you turn it right, but there's no other way. Now this whole little hole does close down, but the big holes do not. So there you go. And if you put it all the way to that side, it is directly on the coils. So yeah, that's the Kelpie RDA by EHPro and Vaping with Vic. So let's go ahead and go on top. We're gonna have a vape, we're gonna talk about it and pros and cons. Let's line this up first. There we go. Little bit of consistency. Okay, so here we are back on top with the Kelpie RDA. And before anything, I'm gonna go ahead and have a vape. And yes, I do have a different drip tip because I just like to do matchy and it didn't match with the black one. So let's go ahead and have a vape. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about it. Now, first of all, I'm going to tell you that the flavor is top notch. The flavor on here is absolutely top notch. I'm getting really, really good flavor. I'm getting very good airflow. I'm going to go ahead and turn down the airflow for you a little bit. Again, by turning the top cap, not this top piece, but the top cap. And the reason why I'm emphasizing that so much is because I do not want anybody to go out and purchase it and then try to break this. Because if you do and you ruin it, then that really sucks. I hate having an RDA that is all broken. So yeah, I want to let you know about that. And that's why I keep repeating it. Turn down a little bit more. It works, it restricts it. If you like a more restrictive vape, you can go ahead and tone it down. If you like it airy like me, the airflow is perfect. I love an airy airflow, and this one has it. And it also has that honeycomb. Now, I feel like it's a lot louder when you cut it down than when it's fully open, but not by much. It's not like massively loud, like a roaring motorcycle or something, you know? It's regular loud in my opinion. It does have the honeycomb airflow, which I think is smooth the vape a little bit more because of that honeycomb. I'm still not sure what that little dot does, to be honest with you. He didn't really mention it in Vaping with Vic didn't really mention it in his intro video too much. So I'm not sure exactly what that's about, but I just don't know what it's about. I really don't. Now, another thing is going to be the vapor production is really good as well. Look. And it does have the return, what do you call it? The juice return. It's got the juice return, which I do like. I love it in RDA, especially when I'm squonking. I like to have it pull back in any excess. That way it's not over full and it's not flooding and things like that. So it has it and it works really, really well. Squonking it, not a problem at all. I'm not getting any leaking and I'm usually an over squonker. So I'm very particular with my squonking RDAs. This to me is perfect for a squonking RDA. As a dripper, which I did have, I've tried it and tested it as a dripper. I'm not a fan of it as a dripper, but that's my vaping style. My vaping style, I'm very particular. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that I have some RDAs that I like for squonking and some that I like for dripping. It's like the profile RDA. I don't like that dripping. It's not that it's bad. It's just that that's my preference. So in this one, very, very good squonking RDA. It's got a humongous juice well, 8 to 9 millimeters deep. It works. It really does. I love a deeper juice well because I feel like it holds a little bit more and it's able to saturate your cotton a little bit more. So that to me is definitely a huge pro. Now an A10 drip tip, I like that it's compatible with other A10 drip tips, but they did bring a 510 drip tip adapter. That to me is definitely a huge pro. A lot of RDAs nowadays are forgetting that fact that some people do like 510 drip tips, even with an RDA. So I do like the fact that they brought that. Now in the package or on the package, my sample package did say that it's going to be coming with Phillips head screws, but they're all grub screws. There are no Phillips head screws. So I just want to make sure that you understand that just in case you're looking for some Phillips head, there isn't any. The only other thing that I can come up with is the fact that it's easy to build on. I love the fact that you can have the coil legs going the same way, just like I did it, or you can actually have the legs going out either way. That way you can put it in that way. For me, I like just putting them in straight. It's a no-brainer. You put it in the middle, you put the legs in, and you're done. It's also got the lips to hold your legs in, which is definitely another huge pro. Simple single coil. If you like single coil bangers, this is probably one that you want to look at. I've heard that some people were getting some bad machining. Mine does not have it. Possibly because I'm like number 258 or something like that on the serial number. But it looks like if they did have an issue with it, there is no issue with it now. So I just want to bring that up because I have heard people tell me, and a couple messages asked me if I was going to be reviewing it and asked me if mine was like that, and it's not. So there. Now, there is a huge con for me, and it's not on the performance of the RDA. It's more so to the aesthetics of it. I don't like the fact that it makes it look like it's separated. That to me, I feel like is gonna cause some problems with some people trying to take that off or wedging it or something like that. It's pressed, the airflow is actually press fit into it, that top. So it's actually all one piece. It's not separate. And I'm just mentioning that because I don't want, I can see somebody actually separating it and ruining it. And I don't want you to have a bad experience, especially on an RDA like this. I think that they should have just kept it as a solid, either the same symbol that's on the top all the way through, or just keep it plain, because I just feel like that just, it does mislead you to think that you can actually turn the airflow from the top and that comes off, which it doesn't. The only other thing that I have is that I prefer it as a Squawk. I see this as a dripping RDA, but not for me. It's, a lot of people might like it, but I don't. Now, as I showed you down below, the way that they have the airflow coming in and the way that that airflow hole is that I showed you in there, it's got holes in it. So it's supposed to actually catch that extra e-liquid so that it doesn't come out of the hole. I've over squonked this and over squonked it, and I'm not getting any leaking out of the honeycomb, because it does have to come through the bottom and then back up in order to come out of, you know, to leak. I haven't had that. I'm very particular on my RDAs for squonking, and this to me is definitely a good squonking RDA in my personal opinion. The way that I vape and the way that I like my RDAs, this actually hit it out of the park in all those areas. I'm not saying this because it's Vaping with Vic, because honestly, I don't, other than being in a chat with him a couple times, I don't know him like that. So it's not like something I would go out there and be like, hey, because it's Vaping with Vic. I'm not like that. I've not done any of my reviews like that. I'm going to tell you exactly how I like it or I don't like it. I don't like it for dripping. I do like it for squonking. This was sent to me by EHPro for the purpose of this review. It does not change my opinion on it. While I've been testing it, I've tried it both ways, and it just shines. It really, really shines as a squonking RDA, especially being that it's got that massive open build deck on the bottom, or the juice well portion of it. I really think that that's key. Other than that, I really have nothing else to say about it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Is this something that you would use for squonking or dripping, in your opinion? And do you like the way that the build deck is set up so that you could put your coil legs one way or opposite direction? Let me know your thoughts down below. This does come only in 3 colors, which is stainless steel, black, and blue. I'll go ahead and leave the pictures right here for you. But that's pretty much it for this review. My root beer float is shining. Really, really great flavor. So let me know your thoughts down below. And if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so that you're notified anytime that I upload another video. And besides that, that's it. That's all I got. So I'll see you in the next one.